Welcome to Widow Too Soon. This is Michelle Bader Ebersole. I am so excited to be back. Today, I'm going to be solo and I'm going to share with you the power of widow community. I am fresh off of our Widow Goals retreat in Dallas, Texas, and I have so much to share. First, I want to give a shout out to my youngest fan, Allison's daughter, Aubrey. It was so awesome to meet you when you were FaceTiming your mom. And thank you for being such a fan. So I found out that Aubrey is 9 years old and she listens to all the Widow Too Soon podcasts. So I want to do a little shout out, Aubrey, and hopefully soon we'll be interviewing your mom. So, anyways, I guess it's been a week, but it's been a whirlwind since I got home. So, I got to give you some background on this retreat. If you have never been to a widow's retreat, I highly, 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 highly recommend. There's nothing like it. This was the most widows I've ever been around. So we had 72 registered. It was completely booked up, but only 58 made it because there was a freak storm in Dallas, snowstorm in January. We were not expecting that from Dallas. So let's back it up. Okay, I got to back it way up to explain how the retreats came about. In 2023, Stacey Campbell Waits, who's been on the podcast a few times, and I decided to create a one night. So it was pretty short. Well, people could stay the optional second night, but anyways, it was very short retreat, 48 hours. And we created a retreat and it was great. There were like 20 people. The next year, and every time when it's done, I say no more because it's so much work. The next time we partnered with Kate Sladek in Colorado and we did a retreat with her and we had, I think, only 12 and it was amazing. And then I started to get to the itch again. I always get this itch after a little while, like, I really want to do another one. And because I know so many widows are always like, when's the next retreat? When's the next retreat? So we started looking around and called so many places in so many states, but I really want to stay like central US, right? So Dallas is a pretty great place. My friend Jenny grew up going to this camp called Mount Lebanon. And we wanted to do a couple things. We wanted it to be pretty central, but we also wanted it to be very affordable. That was big to me because I know there's some widows retreats out there that cost like, over $1,000. And I did not want that. So we were able to find Mount Lebanon about 25 minutes, way much longer if there's snow, but we're never doing snow again. 25 minutes from the airport, from DFW. Great location. Camp is beautiful. We were supposed to get to zip line and do these trails and all of that, but we were not able to do that. But we did get to rock climb in an indoor gym, which was cool. Anyways, so we decided to do it there. I remember on a planning call, Natalie, who lives in that area, was like, once in a while we get these storms, but I'm like, what's the chance of that? So we're going to go ahead and go with it. 2 nights before the retreat, we almost canceled because my friend Jenny, who lives there, was like, everything is canceling. Like, you should cancel this. Thankfully, we talked to the camp and they said, we're only going to charge you for the people who come, which was a miracle. And if you guys get snowed in, we will take care of you. We will not charge you any extra nights. We will only charge for the cost of food. So I was like, okay, let's do it. So, I mean, it was like such a roller coaster. Like the night before, I hadn't even packed yet. And I was like, I don't even know if we're going tomorrow. I don't even know. I don't even know what's going to happen, But we decided to go forward with it. And 58 women still came. They still braved the storms and got out and decided to go. I understand the people that couldn't make it. A lot of them had reasons like, I can't afford to take more time off work, or I can't get stuck, or which I totally get. So hopefully they will be able to join us at the next retreat. So anyways, we get there, we're setting up, it was the biggest retreat we've ever done. So there were a lot of like holes in the system, which we're going to get worked out. A little bit of chaos at registration, but thankfully some people stepped up and really helped us. And it was absolutely beautiful. My daughter Haley came and got to do worship with Rama, who was leading, like, she was our retreat coordinator and leading so many things and doing such an amazing job. Haley shared her story. In fact, I will probably make that a podcast episode because it's so beautiful. She shared her story and then she launched a nonprofit for the kids of widows. I'm going to put a link to her Instagram. She has an Instagram and Facebook page. I'll put a link to both of those. She hasn't started posting a lot of content yet, but I know she's going to. So you know how my nonprofit is called Widow Goals? Hers is called parent loss goals. Like we went around for weeks trying to figure out a name. And then it was like the night before we launched it, it's like, that makes sense. Parent loss goals, just like widow goals. And her goal is to connect those, she's like, I don't actually have any friends who've lost a parent. So she wants to connect with others who've lost parents and help those who are going through grief. Basically, she's going to create everything she wished was there for her. She's been on the podcast before, but I think I'll have her back on when she kind of gets going a little more with the ministry to tell you more about it. But look for her episode. I'm going to just share what she shared at the retreat. Look for that coming out soon. Let's see what else. The first night we started with dinner, worship, and I just shared a little bit about my story and like how the retreat came about. And we did small groups. We had 17 small groups because in a group that big, I want people to feel like they connected. And boy, did they. I loved small groups. In fact, I wish we had some more time, but that was a time where you had like 3 to 5 people that you could just talk to. A lot of them were divided by cause of death, not all of them. A lot of things got mixed up in the snow because we had leaders that backed out. We had participants that backed out. And so we were rearranging things, but it was exactly like how it was supposed to be. And that's when the connections were made. Like we were able to talk about our losses and just really, connect about, messages we heard. Oh, that night too, Friday night, cannot forget Natalie, like Natalie Reed Knutson. She has this beautiful like musical she does about her loss and the life after loss, and it was so beautiful and funny. She's hilarious. So we heard that, which was awesome. And I might post like bits of these here and there. I mean, make sure that you're following me on Facebook. You can follow my personal page, Michelle Bader Ebersole. Make sure you're following that so you can see as I post different things. And then I hope you're part of the Widow Too Soon community page as well. Anyways, that was Friday night. I don't have my schedule in front of me, so I'm kind of going off the top of my head trying to remember. Saturday, we did worship. I think Stacy Campbell Waits did her message, which was awesome. She's actually been widowed twice by the time she was 40. So pretty powerful story about God carrying her through. She's also been on the podcast three times. You can look up her name and check her out. And then I think we did small groups, lunch, and then we did some really fun activities, or this might have been the other day. I mixed them up. We did breakout sessions and we broke out according to how long you'd been widowed, like 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 5+, something like that. I got the baby widows. I just shared with them things that helped me through my journey and just connected with them. And then we did more breakout sessions, and I did one on how to start a widow goals group, which was awesome and pretty well attended. I've got to follow up with them about getting their group started. Lunch, free time, and during free time, we got to go rock climbing in an indoor gym, which was super fun. I got to the top twice, which I loved. And there were only 9 people who decided to do it, but we had a lot of fun, and I got to know people better that I wouldn't have known except for doing that. And then my best friend Deborah came to be the prayer support person, and she actually she's like a fitness instructor. So she was able to do a fitness class for us, which was great. It was just so much fun, like all these activities. And let's see, it was starting to rain. Like we never really got to enjoy the camp. That's why we want to go back when it's nice weather. Let's see what else. I don't know. I'm probably mixing up the days. And we did more, like lots of great sessions. We had so many great speakers, and the time like really flew by. But as the days were going by, we knew the storm was coming. I believe it was Saturday when it really started. Oh, Widow Prom. I've got to tell you about Widow Prom. Okay, I didn't even have a prom when I was in high school, but we had banquets. Shout out to Christian schools in the 90s who didn't believe in dances, because you know what it leads to. That's what they used to say. Anyways, but I used to love getting dressed up, right? And I love it. Some people don't love it. I love it. So we had decided, I ordered a red carpet and then this like red background and all the things. And we had decided we're going to do this author night. I had handpicked widows' books that I really loved. And I invited those authors to come and to share at author's night. And so it was beautiful. It was so much fun. I had a really beautiful, like formal dress I had bought, took up a lot of room in the suitcase, but totally worth it. And Haley did my hair, which was so fun, had it up. And as I'm getting ready, I'm hearing them. They've already got the music plugged in. I'm hearing all these people dancing. I go out there, we're doing the Macarena, and everyone's like dressed up and looks so happy. They're walking the red carpet, they're taking pictures. And then it was just such a beautiful night of honoring all of these amazing authors. Another really cool moment. Haley, I was getting trophies ready. Now, these are not expensive trophies, but it was the point. Like, I thought of it last minute and I ordered these trophies from Amazon. I'm making like, best memoir, best this, best that, like I'm getting trophies ready for the authors. And she's like, "Aren't you going to get one?" I'm like, "No, I'm not going to give myself one." She's like, "Well, I'm going to give you one. And I'm not going to tell you like what your award is yet." I'm like, "Okay." Anyways, I share about my book and then she gives me, I give out awards and then she gives this whole speech about how proud she is of me. Maybe I'll add it on here or I'll post it sometime. She tells me all these amazing things, and that she's proud of my book and all the things. But the best award she can give me is Best Mama Award. She still calls me Mama. I think it's so cute. And so she gave me an award and it was beautiful. And then we all took pictures with our awards. And then the best part, like this is probably my favorite part. We were laughing so hard. We were looking up prom poses and like really funny prom poses. If you haven't seen this, go to my Facebook and look at Widow Prom because you're going to see it's like a couple posts ago. You're going to see a bunch of pictures of us doing silly poses. But what I loved about it, the theme was morning to dancing. And I was literally watching these women go from morning to dancing. After like the awards, we did more dancing. We turned back up the music and we danced till after midnight. And I did get feedback we should start a little earlier. People were tired. We didn't even start the night till like 9:30. So I get it. People were exhausted. But it was such a beautiful thing. And so if we do this again, which we probably are, which I'll get to in a minute, Widow Prom is going to be something we do every year because it's like my favorite. And it's just such a fun way to get together. Like every year you can be like, I am looking for my perfect Widow Prom dress. Anyways, check out Widow Prom in my pictures because it's fabulous. Let's see what else. I think that's my top ultimate night. Like I loved it. Loved it. And then let's see, we did more stuff the next day. We were supposed to be done by 11, but because of the snow, nobody was going anywhere. We thought that day no one was going anywhere. We kind of pushed the schedule around and Haley, that's when Haley presented. And then that's when I did the closing session about know that you were chosen. And I felt like God was wanting me to add some more things. I played a clip and you can go back. I think it's episode 72. And it's actually from my other podcast called the Peace Cast that it was 16 days after Luke died and I did a recording and I don't sound like the same person. And so I wanted them to see this is where I was and this is where I am. And God has definitely created beauty from ashes and he's going to do the same for you. And then I went through my whole, which you guys know that you are chosen, went through that whole thing. You can look for that episode if you're not sure what I'm talking about, but just like how God has chosen you out of all the people in the entire world to walk by your spouse's side until the end. And just the vision that God gave me and all of that. So go back and listen to that episode if you want to know more about what I'm talking about. So I did that whole lesson, which was amazing and beautiful. And I feel like they really got a lot out of it. And then we had Rebecca Busto Portillo did our communion, which she also did this amazing session about heaven that she totally researched and had all these like verses to back everything. And it was beautiful just remembering that this is like a tiny bit of the whole picture, right? She had a rope and was like, this is like the life we're in right now. And then the whole long rope is eternity. And just having that visual was so powerful. And that was so many powerful talks. I really loved the one on heaven. Anyways, we ended with our theme song, which was Graves into Gardens. You turn mourning to dancing. You bring beauty for ashes. We were like clapping and just like by the last time we're doing it, it was just so powerful. So very powerful. I think I'm going to look in the show notes. There should be some links. I want to put some links to some of the stuff because I want you to see it, or just go to my Facebook, Michelle Bader Ebersole, and look for the pictures. I keep it on public, so you should be able to see anything that I'm talking about. But it was such a powerful time. And then we had bonus retreat because it was over. I'm like, I have nothing else planned. So it was like free time for a couple days. And I had originally planned on leaving on Monday anyways. I was going to go spend the day with my friend Jenny and go to a rodeo and all the things. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. Side note, have you ever been to Buc-ee's? We had so much fun. Plus, I have a cool video I'm going to post about that. We had so much fun at Buc-ee's. Like Kim Lentz, shout out to Kim Lentz. She loves Buc-ee's and we had a lot of fun there. Anyways, so that was our Texas thing we got to do. But I originally went to one in Florida. No, Texas was the first one I ever went to when I was visiting Joel back in the day. Anyways, the bonus day, we just kind of hung out and then we did this really cool like icebreaker. but it was the last day where we sat across from each other and you had 2 minutes to talk about anything and everything except for your loss. So that was fun. And then while everybody was sitting in these chairs, I was like, you know what? We're family. I got to tell you some feedback. Like this retreat was really hard. Like it fell on two of us, basically. Two of us. Really. I mean, there were other people that helped, but that did the main planning. And I was like, how many of you want another retreat? And they're all like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, then we need your help. And so we were able to collect names of people that wanted to help and what they wanted to help with. And so that was really cool because I'd like to do it again, but I can't do it on my own. It was way too much for Raymond and I to really take on this much. So I'm happy to tell you there's no formal announcement yet. We are looking at probably mid-October of 26 for our next retreat. So kind of put that on your calendar. Well, you can't yet because I'm not telling you exact dates until we actually reserve it. We're going to go back to the same location. It's supposed to be beautiful, like 70 in October in Texas, and we won't be facing any snow challenges. I learned never to do a retreat in January, even in Texas, because Texas had a freak storm and then other people had storms like where they were from. So that's a really hard month. So I'm not doing that again. So anyways, we are thinking mid-October, Mount Lebanon camp again. And this time we'll get to enjoy it. We'll get to do the ropes course. We'll get to do the zip line. We'll get to explore this huge, I can't remember how many acres it is. I was like, man, I want to be here when we can enjoy it. And then I left on Monday and some people, like, I think it was like 20 people were stuck at the camp until Tuesday. But guess what? The news came out to do a story on the widows stuck in the snow. It was beautiful, amazing. I'll put a link to that. So check that out if you haven't seen it yet. It was a very cool story. I believe how it happened is Angela Heights, shout out to Angela, had the idea. Kaylee, I don't know your last name, but Kaylee had a contact that she contacted and that person came out and did that, which was just so cool. Everybody did such a great job on that. Anyways, there's that. So that's kind of like, it's hard to put into words what happened in like, I guess it was like 5 days, 4 days, whatever, however long we were there. It was absolutely beautiful. And just seeing the friendships that were formed were absolutely amazing. And just how everyone loves each other. And we still have a group going on, a Facebook page. And then Leslie Reagan, shout out to Leslie, decided to, and I think it was Jen's idea too, Jen Deathridge, decided to create a Zoom last night where people could just get on and talk and pray. And it was amazing. And I got to get on that. And then I did a call with some of the leaders yesterday where we just talked about like what went well, what would we do different? Do we want to do this again? How are we going to do this again? And we made the decision that, yeah, we're going forward. I just have to talk to the camp like tomorrow and lock in the dates and see how much money it will cost to reserve it and all of that stuff. So it's kind of crazy because I did not think that right away I'd be looking into another retreat. But if you miss this retreat, and I'm sorry, men, I know we have widowers, but this is the thing that I do that is just for women. It would be too complicated. Like this isn't going to be a dating camp. Like, and it's just hard. Like I just want everyone to be able to focus. So this is just a widows retreat. Men, look up refugee widowers. They do retreats every year. That's what I tell people when they're like, well, what's for us? That's for you. But women, if you did not get to go to this and you want to, keep listening, keep watching the posts. Like I'm going to post it soon. My son is in the process of editing videos from the retreat to make a really great promotional video that we're going to share. And it's going to be amazing. And we really believe that this, like the momentum is going to grow so huge. So we had 58, we're supposed to have 72. I think this next one will be able to do over 100, which will be awesome. And then the camp has room for us to grow pretty much as big as we want. So it's really, really exciting to be a part of this. And I just wanted to get a chance to tell you like about this retreat. And there's so much power in widow community. You may not have the means or the time or the whatever to get to a retreat, but look for opportunities in your own community. If you don't have one, start one. You can always apply to be a Widow Goals leader, and I can teach you more about that. But widow community, like these girls are my best friends. I'm telling you, I got so many best friends. And the widows, like I also have my other best friends, like before my widow life. But the widows, like there's a bunch of them. There's a core group of them. They're literally my best friends because they get it. Like to walk into a room of people that you can just breathe and be like, oh, I don't have to, like, they get it. They get me. Oh my goodness. No, not sharing that, but they get it. There's people that don't get it. And there's people that get it and they get it. And I just want that for each and every one of you. And so I'm hoping to announce soon our next retreat. And I would say sign up ASAP. I feel like we're going to fill up pretty fast to our goal of 100, or I don't even know what our goal is. And then after that, we can have more people. They just have to be in bunk beds, but that's not that big of a deal. So, anyways, I just want to share this with you guys. I love you all. I'm just excited for the future of Widow Goals retreats. I'm excited to meet some of you that I've never met. I was just thinking about all these like online widow friends that I have that were not there that I would love to see there. And so I'm hoping if we announce it in the next few weeks, that gives you about 8 months warning that you can get your time off of work, get the babysitters lined up, get the plane tickets, all the things. So anyways, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I will talk to you later. Bye.